Oh, hello there. It's nice of you to join me once more. It's been a while, hasn't it? Well, today I've got a bit of a Christmas haul. So we've got 8 Jack Vance books and a couple of little mystery ones at the end to titillate your tits. Right, yes, let's crack on. The bells will be starting shortly. The satanic candle has been lit. We've also got some satanic carved wooden mushrooms here that I got for Christmas as well. There you go, cast your eyes over those fellows. Yeah, I thought I'd add a little bit of rustic charm to the video today. And we've got an ale. So what have we got here? We've got Legend Ale, or Leg End if you prefer. So this is brewed on Dartmoor. This is the natural... what is it called? National Park, yes, of course, in Devon, which is the county I live in. This is 4.4%. Hopefully it's a nice heady brew. Up you come. There you go, you damn swine. Down there. Bottoms up, chin chin and all that nonsense. Mmm. Tastes earthy. Delicious. Of course it's delicious. Anyway, let's crack on. So as you can see, I've already got one prepared. I've had a bit of a perusal through these already, so I know there's no hidden treasures, but we'll do the usual accoutrement. So these were purchased by my father, my mum and dad, so for Christmas. We do a kind of a Secret Santa affair, so they got me this year. So yeah, they did really well. Got some Jack Vance. So this is upon the recommendation of some of you telling me to dabble with a bit of Vance. I know absolutely nothing about this author, so I'm reliant upon you all to choose which one I should read out of these 8. But anyway, let's crack on. So this one is called The Blue World. And as you can see, we have a setting that wouldn't be out of place in a John Norman cover. We've got a bit of flesh on show. Oh dear, this poor woman here is at the mercy of this giant jellyfish thing, or octopus, and luckily there's a brutish hero to save her. Yes, a little bit old-fashioned, I know. Mayflower, science fiction, or science fantasy, rather. Spine is pretty good. Maybe a tiny bit of light damage on there, but not much at all. Who is it by? Yes, Mayflower. Okay, so we're going to read this, if you don't mind. Bear with me. Monsters of the Deep. Skylar Hast lives in the Blue World, a water paradise of floating islands big enough to support houses and sea gardens and communication towers so the people of the floats can wink messages to each other. All is harmony and perfection, except for the sea monsters. King Kragan is the ruler of the deep, a great beast who subdues others to his kind in exchange for certain things, like food and reverence. The submissive people of the floats pay up. They know King Kragan is indestructible. Skylar Hast knows it too, but he doesn't care. He's going to try and kill him anyway. Of course he is. So this kind of sounds like a scenario played out in The Time Machine by H.G. Wells, maybe. The Morlocks. That's what I'm thinking anyway. Let's have a dip inside. We have a little bit of coloration to the sides, which shows that it's vintage. Copyright 1966. This edition is 64, which is a nice old book we've got here. 64, nice. Don't often get them in the 60s, the ones I normally go for. Yeah, so it is a bit like aged parchment, but remarkably good condition for the age, I must say. Look at this. Bit of odd formatting there. Wonder what that could mean. Yes, so no hidden treasure, unfortunately. But anyway, cast your eyes over the cover, and I'm going to sniff the fucking hell out of this, if you don't mind. Right, here we go. I've sniffed a book this year. It's the first one I've sniffed for the year, new year. Yes, I thought it might be. Yeah, wood! It's wood! Of course it's wood! What a lovely way to begin the day. begin the year. Cheers. So there we are, the Blue World. Next, look at this fucking lovely book here. Look at the cover on this swine. Now, okay, so anyway, let's get on with it. The Cadwall Chronicles, Book 2. Okay, it's part of a series. Ecce and Old Earth. Okay. What I like is this fantasy mixed with a bit of Far Eastern architecture there. When I was a teenager, that was the epitome of what I thought fantasy should be, the mixture of the two, because I loved the idea of Japanese culture. So I wish I'd stumbled across this as a teenager. I think it would have given me a bit of wood. Yeah, wonderful illustration. I don't know who's done this. Yeah, perhaps you can let me know. Wonderful, absolutely wonderful. Okay, let's. I don't know if I'll read. I don't read blurbs from parts of series, but there we are. So we'll skip that if you don't mind. Otherwise, very good condition. I'm assuming this isn't as old as the other. I'm going to hazard a guess. I mean, is that New English Library? It looks like a New English Library. It is New English Library. Okay, $5.99 in the UK. I'm going to hazard a guess at the 90s, early 90s here. To my indispensable son, John. It's a bloody cracking name, that is. Okay, so here we go. I've got it right for once. Okay, 1993, this edition. So anybody read this series? Can you tell me anything that I need to know? Is it worth reading? Are my teenage fantasies of a pseudo-Japanese medieval fantasy world, are they going to be borne out in this book? I'm hoping you're going to say yes. Look at this. We've got a bit of foldage at the bottom here, at the top here, but it's quite a nice shape actually. I mean, it's been done by pure chance, one would assume, but yeah, a geometrical beauty to it. Anyway, cast your eyes over the cover. I'm going to sniff this one. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Ah, okay. So these books are quite cold. It's quite cold in here, hence the fact that I'm wearing two jumpers. So it is stifling the aroma. Yes, very, very... It's a biscuit, slightly sweet, but just a few crumbs of a biscuit, unfortunately. I need to warm them up on the satanic candle, ideally. Anyway, let's have another little tip. I hope you all had a nice Christmas, by the way, if you celebrate Christmas. I celebrate it only in the fact that it's a celebration that took over from the pagan winter festivals that we had before the damn Romans came here. But anyway, I had quite a nice time. Drank too much as usual, but I think I've more or less survived with the requisite brain cells intact. Anyway, let's crack on. Look at this, Marune, Alastor, 933. His past was gone, and there were 3,000 worlds to search for it. Good Lord. Hello. It's an interesting cover, isn't it? Okay, there's a kind of a theme here. This could be a kind of demonic samurai thing, I suppose. Got these, they're dressed in a kind of medieval garb, and they're perusing a hologram of a planet. And then we've got a couple of onlookers here, and an ape holding a golden chalice. Completely bonkers. Ballantine Books. Spine is lovely, actually. Very nice indeed. And the whole book it's got that tint, the yellow stain that you sometimes get on certain books, normally of American extraction. I think we don't typically get them over in Britain. We didn't used to, I'm sure. Anyway, I'm assuming this is quite an old one again. Merc. Okay, this shall I read that? Yeah, go on then. This could be a rambling nonsense, but here we go. It's not very clear, is it? Sorry. As usual. Man with no past. From his fabulous palace on Numenez, the Conatic ruled the sprawling Alastor cluster. Fucking hell. And kept track of the doings of each of his trillion or more subjects. But there was one man he knew nothing about, for the past life of the wanderer called Pardero was a complete mystery. Pardero set himself 2 goals: find out who he was, that's a good one, and find his enemy, the person who had stolen his memory. So he's lost his memory, but he remembers that he's got an enemy. The bells have begun. Rejoice. A psychologist deduced that his homeworld must be the mysterious Marune, a planet lit by 4 shifting suns. 4 of the damn things! Pardero made his way there and was hailed as the Kayak Ephraim, ruler of the shadowed realm. Uncovering his lost identity had been comparatively simple. Finding his sworn enemy would be more difficult. There were so many people to choose from, with a bloody trillion of the damn buggers. Okay, first book publication. Okay. Let's see when this was published. Okay, well, I'm looking here. It's 1975. Okay, we've got a 70s book here. Yellowed around the edges, and that's not to do with the staining. It's an old book. Look at that, got a little table. I like finding little things like that in a book. Kind of puts me off reading it, to be honest, but there we are. I like it just to be uniform text. Hello, look at this. Rendezvous with Rama. I've got an advert in the back here. One of my favourite books of Arthur C. Clarke, but there we are. Okay, have a look at the cover, see if you know what's going on there. If you've read it, let me know what it's like. Should I read the damn thing? I'm going to sniff this. Hopefully the staining's imparted some kind of fragrance. Oh. It's wood. It's just wood. Yeah, I was hoping for a bit of extra there with that urine coloured stain on the side, but no. It's going down a treat, that ale. Absolute treat. Okay, let's crack on. Look at this bastard. Okay, look at this. The languages of Powell. I quite like that cover. Look at that hand. Excellently painted there. I mean, hands are notoriously difficult to paint, for me anyway. And especially in that quite strange arrangement of fingers there. God knows what's going on. I like the folds of skin here. It looks a little bit odd here, I must say. I'm not sure if they've got that quite right there, but there we are. Who am I to judge? There's various bits of metal embedded in the arm. Okay, another Mayflower publication here. Spine has a line right down the equator, but I think it's all right. UK 35 pence. This is an old one. 70s, early 70s, I'm going to say. Okay, so right, let's see if I can read again. My reading is, if I encounter a strange name, it all goes to hell. Right, okay. On the remote, bleak planet of Breakness, far from his own people, Baron, heir to the Panarch's throne on Powell, was brainwashed. Palafox, omnipotent dominé of Breakness Institute, was the half-mad egoist responsible for the kidnapping and implantation of Breakness's totally alien thought patterns into the mind of Baron. Palafox planned far ahead. Baron's future was to be shaped to serve the dominé's ends. Dominate, or whatever. Total universal conquest. Motherfucker! But Baron, with the vestiges of Payanese, had his own ideas. If you were to ask me which living SF writer most resembles the great fantasy masters of old, I would unhesitatingly name Jack Vance first. He writes with a great sense of style, with polish, sparkle and wit, by Lynn Carter. There we are. It's quite a shining endorsement. So perhaps, I might be wrong here, but does this author dally between fantasy and science fiction? An amalgamation of the two, perhaps? Okay, originally copyrighted in the 50s, 57 there. 74, okay, so I'm kind of right, I suppose. Early-ish 70s. Excellent condition, though. I know my father sourced these on eBay, so he's done a sterling job here. Absolutely spick and span. No problems there whatsoever. But any banknotes have been pilfered. Not by my father, hopefully. I'm joking, I'm joking. Okay. Morning of the Magicians. Okay, yeah, I can't make head nor tail from that blurb. But anyway, cast your eyes over the cover. See if they've got that hand done correctly. Yes, okay, yeah. It's got a dampness to it, this one. So I'm going to say old leaf. An old desiccated leaf. Lovely. Right, we're halfway through the Vances. Hello. Look at this little bugger here. Look at the colours popping on this mother. Okay, I've been twatting around with my camera settings and it's obviously fucked it right up. I thought I had it nicely done, but no, it's gone wrong. I mean, this cover really pops actually. Quite vibrant, psychedelic colours, one might say. 8 Phantasms and Magics. Science fiction adventure, Jack Vance. I'm thinking 8 phantasmagorial flights into the regions of the paranormal where possibility and probability exceed the reaches of our wildest dreams. So, yeah, short stories. 95 cents. Perhaps an American edition here. Okay, the spine has had a thorough working over. Hopefully a good sign. Okay, New York, this is. Right. Okay, I'll go through a general synopsis of each one here. So here we go. The Miracle Workers, demonologists at play in a medieval super future. Okay. When the 5 moons rise, a lonely lighthouse keeper terrorised by hellish visions in psychedelic outer space. That sounds brilliant. Telek, a telekinetic aristocracy of mind and will beyond earthly law, but vulnerable to human retribution. Noise, an earthling exploring an eerie outer world seduced by and abandoned to silence. Excuse me. The fucking candle's working on me again. The New Prime, a galactic ruler chosen in a grueling telepathic conquest. Okay. Sill, devastation unleashed by a roguish vagabond in the 20 millionth century. Cugel of Sufle, a space age Gawain undone by his insatiable thirst for knowledge. The Men return, the last rational man in a remote wasteland, a meaningless non-causal world where sanity has no sanctuary and mad mutant cannibals reign supreme. Crikey! Bookended by 2 absolute beauties there. I like the idea of the lighthouse keeper going a bit bonkers. All right, let's dip inside. Oh, paper is absolutely lovely. It's like fine cartridge paper, not the none of that crap wood pulp crap. 1970. Well, I'll be darned. This must have been blasted into the future by some malignant force. Apologies, I'm getting the lighting all tits up today. I'm telling you that right now. Okay, yes. No. There's no secrets. But yes, all tickety-boo. Check out the cover. I'm going to scan it and get the colours right for you. And I'm going to stick my nose in this. 1970, remarkable. Oh. Yes, we've had this one before. Fish bones. Quite possibly the glue that's used to bind it, but perhaps the acid that's used to treat this slightly finer paper. Perhaps. I don't know anything really. I'm just telling you what my heart's telling me. Yeah, it was hellish over Christmas. I meant to do a couple of videos, before the end of the last year, but I just wasn't very well. But I'm firing on all cylinders now. You'll hopefully be glad to hear. Anyway, let's crack on. Okay, so this is Cugel's Saga. So yes, I'm definitely getting fantasy vibes here from old Jack. Less of the science fiction, more of the medieval swashbucklery. Maybe. Okay, he's won the Hugo Nebula in the past as well. I've never read him. It's terrible, isn't it? Granada. Spine is immaculate. In fact, I don't think it's been read. But there is a tiny little rip at the end there. Naughty. Okay. Front cover illustration by Jeff Taylor. It's quite nice. Yeah, quite mysterious. I like the hat there. It looks like a wedding cake. Tiered wedding cake. You probably can't see because my camera's so fucking shit. Anyway. Satanic candle. Blame it on that. Okay, right. Oh, this is the second in the instalment, so I'm not going to read that, but I'll read a couple of the endorsements. Jack Vance is one of the greatest image makers in English letters. Frank Herbert. Endless inventiveness, superb style, one of the very best writers we have. Paul Anderson. Okay, some nice endorsements there. I thought I saw something then. My heart started fluttering. But no. 1985. Okay. Again, spick and span for quite an old book. Yeah. That's getting on for 40 years old, isn't it? No secrets. No secrets. No back matter. Nothing. Just a ripping yarn, I imagine. Okay, cast your eyes over that quite lovely illustration. I like the shine on the sword. Anyway, let's get in. Oh my goodness. This just came straight into my brain. A piece of old stickle brick. do you remember stickle brick? It was the poor cousin to Lego. I mean, it had these little tines all over it. I remember using that. It smells like that. Slightly plasticky, but also with a tiny element of saliva because I used to eat them. Yeah. Right. Last of the Jack Vances coming up in here now. I think I've saved the best till last, considering the fact that it's called Servants of the Wankh. I don't know about this. I mean, it's got the H on the end, so it's normal. It's either silent or so it could be wanker. Okay, another Mayflower one. Servants of the Wankh. We've got this very strange cavorting alien entity here, crossed between a bird and a worm, tipping its cap to some other entity off page. We've also got these strange shells here. Quite a pleasant alien vista that reminds me of the game that I'm currently playing at the moment, No Man's Sky, on the PlayStation 5. That's another reason why I haven't done any videos lately. I've sunk 40 hours into that game. It's a bit like Star Trek. You get to fly around different planets, discover them and encounter various creatures. It's incredible. If I could, I would live there. But we can't do that at the moment, but one day maybe. Okay, Servants of the Wanker. Spine is actually bloody good. I don't know if this has been read either. 40 pence in the UK, so maybe mid 70s, late 70s perhaps. Right, monsters and half men. Marooned on the strange planet Tsai, Adam Reef agreed to lead an expedition to return the princess Lin Lan, the flower of Kaf, to her homeland halfway around the globe. Monsters of land and sea lay before them, and beings both human and alien who might rob, kill, or enslave them. Chai was a large planet, an ancient planet, where four powerful excuse me, where 4 powerful alien races struggled for mastery, while humans were treated as pawns. Nothing would be easy for Reef on this journey, but the girl's father was enormously wealthy, her homeland technologically sophisticated. If Reef was ever to obtain human aid in returning to Earth, we're better than Calf. If he could get there, of course. Servants of the Wankh is the second volume in... Oh, God. Okay, I don't normally read the blurbs of series, but there we are. Make an exception there just because it's got such a wonderful name. Right, 1975. Oh, bang on there, mid-70s. Hello there, we've got a map. We've got a bloody map. Right, how the hell do you pronounce that? Chai, whatever. I can't. That's one of my bugbears. Is these made-up words that, I mean, what rules do you use to pronounce them? Don't like it. There we are. I'm being a bit of a bastard there. Yes, lovely again. Interior is immaculate. Okay, right. So, Servants of the Wankh, have a look at that cover. Tell me what you think. Is it worth reading? Or is it just wank? Ooh. Lovely, yes. Oh, really unusual one. It's wood. Wood with a tiny bit of nut on the side. Walnut shell, I think. Yeah, I think so. So, which of those do you want me to read? I might... No, just tell me. Yeah, I was going to say I'll do a poll, but no, fuck that. You just tell me which one you think's worth reading. I'll read the damn thing. Preferably not ones that are part of a series. Just standalone would be nice, although I am tempted to read the Wankh one. Right, so now the two mystery books. So the first one is from my old friend Dan, and he's got me another book this Christmas, so let's turf it out. Now this one, I may not be able to get in shot here. So it's Where's Bob? So this is a take on... I'm going to have to move the Mushroom of Destiny. So this is a take on Where's Wally? Or in America it's called Where's Waldo, isn't it? Now, I was going to ask you all about that. If there's any Americans watching, why is he called Waldo? I mean, in the UK, Wally is a kind of... it's something you would call someone. You're a Wally. You're an idiot kind of thing. So does Waldo have the same kind of thing? We always thought it was very strange growing up when we heard that Americans call Wally Waldo. I thought, what the hell? There's nothing against the word or the name Waldo. I'm getting off piste here. But of course, this is dedicated to Bob Ross, or the memory of Bob Ross. So, yeah, so each one is a kind of painting, or a kind of cartoon painting, if you will. Let's pick a nice autumnal scene, if there is one. Oh, that's quite nice. Look. A minute. Bastard computer's turned off, so I can't see you. Okay, so in the beginning, where's Bob and all that? So it's one of his paintings. So it's one of his cabins there. Got to be careful with the satanic candle. It's going to want to eat this book. Okay, there's a nice one. Look at that. Nice autumnal scene here. So you've got to find Bob. I mean, it's relatively simple, but there's 5 of them. Let's play along together. The satanic candle's going to get it in a minute. Right, let's move this over. Right, let's go on this page first. Yes, one there. Okay, so that's one. You get the idea. Anyway, absolutely wonderful book. Dan, I'm slowly working my way through this one. I've done about 6 of them so far. Me and Vanessa are both doing it together. Naked, of course. Only joking. Yes, it's a kind of a competition, really. Oh my god, I think the satanic candle's done something to the mushroom. It's okay. Come back here. It's devilish candle. Okay, for the last one, we've got something slightly obscene. So this may trigger some kind of response from YouTube. Now, prepare yourselves. Right. Do any of you need any tips? So, The Joy of Sex, a gourmet guide to lovemaking. Now, the first thing I'd say is that's a fairly unappetizing image for the beginning. Nothing against bearded men, I've got one myself, but you wouldn't want my face on the cover of a book about sex, would you? I don't know, it's probably different back in the 70s, I don't know. Anyway, I bought this myself because I was doing some research about Chris Foss, of all people. We all know Chris Foss for his science fiction art covers, you know, his illustration work. But did you know he illustrated for this book? Well, he did. So I think he did some of the fine line drawings. So these kind of line drawings like this one here. It's quite simple pared down things. Good God, I can see that man's anus. But anyway, yes, various couplings and whatever. Nothing too hello. Oh dear. But it's actually quite funny to read. Look at this section on foursomes and moresomes. Good God. Anyway, yes, I may do some selective readings of this another day, just because it is quite funny. The only dubious... Good Lord, that's a bit explicit. I don't know if I can show that one. The only thing I would say is that, look at this. It's been well thumbed. You can see on the side there's kind of a fecal stain to it. I am going to have to sniff it, obviously, but I'm hoping that this hasn't been in one hand whilst the other hand's been doing something else, you know, kind of referencing stuff whilst trying to, you know, try out things. But there we are. Right, cast your eyes over that bearded fellow and the quite attractive young lady next to him and pray for me. Right, I could very well catch something from this. Right. Oh dear. Oh. I mean, it's inevitable. It is slightly fecal. An old man's shriveled penis. Is wood, basically. Yeah, wood. Same thing, really, isn't it? But anyway, there we are. I didn't smell the bob one. Wait a minute. Good God, I'm getting so excited about the Joy of Sex one. If you'd like me to do selective readings of the Joy of Sex book, do let me know and I will do it. That's a nice one, look. Squirrels have collected all those nuts. And there's Bob there. Oh, it's bloody easy there. Anyway. Oh! Oh! Now that is a new one. That is linseed oil. Oh, I've got a bottle of it here. Oh, see? Smell that. Linseed oil. There we are. Right. Let's leave it there. I'm going to finish this ale and play around with my mushroom for a bit. But thanks for watching if you have. I'm sorry today it's been a bit shambolic. I haven't got back into the flow of things yet. But one thing I am working on at the moment is a high production value video. It's only going to be about 17 minutes long, but it's an exploration of science fiction book cover art related to the penis. So it's basically, I think that the phallus kind of ends up in a lot of science fiction book cover art, and I've got quite a bit of proof for it. So hence the reason I've been researching The Joy of Sex and Chris Foss. But there we are. That's something that's going to come perhaps next week, but stay tuned. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Thank you if you've watched to the end. I doubt you have. I mean, crikey, we're on 36 minutes here. I've already done 10 books. But anyway, yes, cheers, and cheerio. Bye. Right, you're back here. Fucking hell. This thing is cursed.